Good day, YouTubers. Glad you all joined me. Uncle Dave here from DEECEE's Adventures. Today we're going to be making a penny stove. I know there's a lot of videos online on this. This is my mini penny. This is the one I've carried for 4 or 5 years now. I like this one. It's really small and it can fit in my S-bit stove. But it is a little too small if you want to be boiling pasta and doing some cooking that's going to take any longer than about 10 to 15 minutes. It's about all the burn you get out of this one. I got all the stuff you're going to need here today. You're going to need a very sharp brand new razor blade, and I like to poke my holes with a corn in the cob holder. I got 2 cans. These cans are a particular brand. As you can see, usually I use sandpaper to sand all the paint off, but when you use this particular brand can, which you might recognize, I'm not going to say the company, but when you use this particular brand, there is no paint really on the lower end where we will be using. I'm glad you guys joined me today. This particular stove I'm actually making for my first subscriber on YouTube as a gift. I'll be sending it to him with a ferro rod and a P51 can opener as a thank you for supporting us over here at DEECEE's Adventures. So let me get these cans set up and ready for scoring so we can pop them open and get this stove put together. Thanks for joining us. Alright, here we are. I had to grab a different book because the other one wasn't tall enough for the cut I want to make. The reason why you're using the book here is so both the bottom and top when you score and cut your cans are going to be the same height, and that's pretty important. So your stove comes out properly. So now that we have it here, I may cut out some time as we're scoring this can because it may take a little longer than we want to make this video. But I'm going to show you the basic gist of it, and after we get this first can done, I might just skip on to the second can and cut that one off camera. So I've got pressure down on the book. I've got the blade where I need it. Now we're going to just start to turn the can. You want to try not to bend it. Now if you can see, there's a line. The line's coming in. We're going to go over that a couple times. Now if you've scored it properly, the bottom of the can should just pop off, but that doesn't always happen. Sometimes you got to work on it, and you don't want to work too hard on it because you don't want to rip the can. You want it to be a very straight, even cut on the top of your can. Alright, I can feel that it's kind of pushing through now. So let's take a look at this. Alright, we got our edge here. And now you can kind of work it with your finger like this. No, I don't think it's really ready to go yet. I think we're going to go over it a couple more times with the blade. Now let's take a look here. Oh, there we go. Got a little bit of it going here. There we go. See, when you have a rough spot, you might just want to take it easy and go back over it a couple times. Bring the blade back in. And there we are. There's the first cut. Alright, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side to our second can, and then I'll bring you guys back in when that's done, and we'll start putting the holes in the top. Alright, so here we are, we're back. I got the two pieces, they're even, they're cut straight, they should work. Something I like to do is you figure out which one you want to be your bottom, and then the bottom one, without cutting yourself on the can, I try to push the bottom down, and this gives you a little more space on the inside of your can for fluid, and it also makes it so your fluid, some fluid sits right in the middle, which will help you prime it and heat it up. So you can see here, see the difference? You can see it's all bulged on that side. This side I flattened out and made a little indent. So then we're going to take this, and this bottom piece is fine just how it is, but this top piece, since they're the same size, aren't going to fit in each other. So first of all, I take the bottom piece and kind of just put it in here like this. You want to do this slowly because you don't want to split the can. But you're just kind of trying to flare out that top piece a little so the bottom piece will fit in it better. And you're just using the bottom of the can to do this. You can do this with a full can, and it is a little easier. But I just do it. See, that's pretty much enough. I mean, you really can't even see the flare. You can see a little bit of it. But that's pretty much enough. You don't have to get too worried about it. And then we move on to this part. See, I take this tool here that I got. It's my corn in the cob thing, and I twist it like that. See that? I did it a couple places. You do it in a couple places. This is just to kind of bend in your edges. See, like that? And then this should fit in here after that. Just like so. Booyah. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh. And if you did it right, this thing should be all sweet. Oh, it's coming together. Our stove is almost completed already. Alright, now come over here, and this is why we have this bad boy. I make a hole here, 2 holes there, two holes there. See? Kind of uneven, but it doesn't really matter much. This is where you're going to pour your fluid in, and it also acts as kind of a breather hole to keep your flame even. Once you get this primed up, you're going to cover that with a penny. You don't have to, but that's why I think that's why they call it a penny stove, or maybe because it only costs you pennies to make. But I put a penny on there, and you'll see when we go to burn it, when you put the penny on there, it makes your flames come out of these sides a lot more evenly. Alright, how are we looking on time? Alright, not bad. Now we come into the side, because you know we want it to look like this. So here's our 2 stoves coming along. That's the one I always carry, my mini stove. And this one is made out of one of those small cans that you get like a margarita in, or something like that. And now we come out, we got to make the ports here, which is where your flame is actually going to come out. There's one right there. See, there's two. I go directly across from it. See, of course I pushed this in a little, but that's alright. See, it's a little uneven now because I pushed it in a little too much trying to do that last one. Alright, coming along. So you can just put it in there and kind of pull it out if it went in too far. Alright, we got 4. I try to do 6 or 8 of these. Alright, there we go. Getting close. Gotta bend these prongs back every once in a while. On this little corn in the cup thing, they bend a little. It's not very strong. See, this thing's not even now. I'm gonna have to pull it out a little after we get these last 2 holes in here. There you go. Alright, and there we are. That's pretty much your stove is done. I'm going to pull it out so it's a little more even, because when I was pushing the holes in, I pushed the can in a little too far. But I'll just pull it out a little bit. Let's see if I can do that here. There we go. Even. Like I said, this is for my first subscriber ever on YouTube, Eyes on Health. You can check out his channel. I'm subscribed to him, so you may be able to find his channel through my channel. He spends a lot of time talking about health and being a vegan, being vegetarian, and living a life with no meat, which I don't do personally, but I did. For 7.5 years, I was a vegetarian for health purposes. I was overweight at one point and wanted to lose some weight. And yeah, I got into the vegetarian thing, and that worked out for a while. But now that I'm back in the woods, any guy who spends a lot of time in the woods knows eventually you're going to have to shoot an animal and eat it. So I eat meat again, and I do enjoy meat. I am pretty particular on where my meat comes from and how it's grown and how the animal is cared for. But we'll come back in a minute here, and I'll set this up with some, I think I only have rubbing alcohol on me right now, some 99% rubbing alcohol, but I usually carry 190 proof Everclear because that burns the cleanest. If you're going to use it in a tent or something, the Everclear is the way to go. The 150 proof Everclear works too, but it doesn't get as hot and you don't get quite as nice a blue clean flame from it. I definitely recommend, if your state doesn't sell the 190 proof, I recommend going to a state that does and stocking up. Because Everclear is definitely the cleanest, best way to run one of these penny stoves. But let me get some alcohol together, I will fire it up and show you how it works, and then we're going to ship this on out to my first YouTube subscriber. So thanks, buddy. Alright, here we are, we're back here. We put some 91% alcohol, that's all I had in here. I only put probably 4 or 5 capfuls. I kind of put a little alcohol around it and then light it, and this will heat up the can, which will, once the can starts heating up, it'll make the alcohol boil in there, which is how you kind of prime it. It won't really prime right until this until the alcohol is hot enough in there. There we go. throw the penny in there, and as you can see, kind of evens out the flames, and you put your pot over it. So there we go. Penny stove. Works out good. And this one's going to my first YouTube subscriber, like I said before. It'll be there in a couple days, buddy. I mean, you fill that thing up, you get like, if that thing's completely full, it's going to take you a while to prime it and get it hot. You might have to put a flame underneath it. Blow it out, just like that. You can put some chicken wire fence around it to set your pot on, or you can just put a couple rocks. You don't want to touch it, it's going to be hot. You put a couple rocks down, set your pot on it, put a windscreen there. But there you have it. There's the penny stove. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please subscribe. At the end of this week here, I'm going to do my first giveaway. It's going to be Uncle Dave's Happy Hiker Survival pouch. I'll post the video at the end of this weekend, and then the following weekend we'll be drawing a winner from all of the subscribers randomly. Alright, so here it is. This is the kit I'm going to be sending to my first YouTube subscriber. We've got a 2 Uncle Dave emergency pocket stoves. This particular subscriber did show interest in these at one point, so I want to send him 2 of those to try out. I'm sending him a penny stove, alcohol stove, and I got a ferrocerium rod here, 5/16 by 3 inches, and a P51 can opener. So that'll be in the mail this week. Hopefully you'll get it by the end of this week or next week, buddy. And thanks for your support and thanks for your subscription. DEECEE's Adventures, Uncle Dave. Take it easy.